right outside this lazy summer home.
Hello everybody, how's it going today? Joe Bodone here, video blogger and internet entrepreneur. In this video, I'm going to cover the importance of books and how reading books on a regular basis will help your chances of being successful in generating an online business. Now, as you see behind me, I got one of 4 bookshelves that are in our house, and we have several books. We have a lot of books. My wife actually has an addiction. She's addicted to reading, and as you see, I don't know if you can actually zero in on what I got behind me. So a lot of the books on this shelf actually are some fiction books. My wife really likes to read fiction books, and but in this video I'm going to talk about reading books that kind of help influence your chance of being successful. Sort of like some of the Robert Kiyosaki reading, which I'll get into in just a short minute here. But if you meet my wife, maybe she'll be in one of these videos at some point, but there's something about her that I picked up the first time I met her, and because she reads so much, even though a lot of what she reads is fiction type books, somebody that reads a lot, there's something, the way their brain is wired, they're very sharp, they're very crisp, they words come off their tongue really well, and they present themselves in a very comes across as very educated. Would be a good way to describe it. So that's just by reading like fiction type books. So that definitely is proof in my mind how reading books on a regular basis do sharpen your mind. And the reason I believe this is to be true is, anyone that reads a regular fiction book, when you're reading that book, do you happen to notice that, if they made a movie of that book, but you read the book before you saw the movie, everyone always says the book is better than the movie. That's because you build a picture of what the author is describing in your own head. You build an understanding of the world that the author designs for their particular book. And you have your own view of what that looks like, and your mind, different neural pathways in your mind are called upon that are not used when you watch television or even watch a YouTube video like this. So the same applies though when you're reading nonfiction type books and books that educate you on how to become successful, because once again, the author is writing something in their words, but you're able to kind of picture it in your own mind and in a way that you understand. And the more success and leadership type books you read, the better knack you have for starting to pick out, the useful information out of these books. Now, I don't want to get into too much, but, I guess anyone that's starting an online business, or just a business in general, but especially someone that's trying to generate a passive income, my personal belief is your introduction to that should be this book right here. It's Robert Kiyosaki's. It's the Cash Flow Quadrant, all right? And, I've referenced this book in, a handful of my videos, and I think it's absolutely imperative, to read this so you have an understanding to, get the mindset that you need to going into generating a business, doing something that a lot of regular, normal people aren't willing to do. So I'm not going to sit here and analyze the book, because go ahead and pick it up. Get yourself a copy of Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad's Cash Flow Quadrant. And, this book was written several years ago, and they've made several editions. It keeps getting basically rewritten. Not rewritten, but they're updated, I guess would be a good way to put it. Now, another very important book that I recently read, and believe it or not, I didn't actually quite finish it yet, but it's the 4-Hour Workweek, and that's Timothy Ferriss. This book is absolutely, it's a must read. And, some people don't I read some reviews on it, some people don't like his methodology, but, he puts it in a very modern society, modern view. And, Timothy Ferriss's perspective is unorthodox. Some of his success methods are unorthodox, and that's, in my opinion, actually a good thing. But this basically is how to beat your 9 to 5 and how to get a lot of results with little amount of work. Not saying not hard work, but basically how you can generate a passive income, and this book is really good at doing that. Now, one of the few things I really like about this book is the end of the book, that last half of the book is him actually getting into real live ways that he does business and that he generates wealth, and it actually lays out a step by step. Do this and do this and do that. There's a step by step on So basically, there's actually a roadmap in here, step by step, on how to generate money online, or how to just generate money in general, and how to build wealth. Now, to me, that's absolutely fascinating, because a lot of these books are theoretical, but this one actually gets into some practical application. So that's one key feature I like about that. The other thing that I thought was unique, and I don't want to get into too many of them, but I'll just get into the first one that was in this book. And he has at the end of each chapter, there's what he calls comfort zone challenges, where you have to challenge yourself outside of your comfort zone. And one of the first ones that he has in there, I'll let you guys read the book, but one of the first ones he has in there is basically to hold eye contact. So if you're talking to somebody at your work, or just in general, when you're talking to somebody for I forgot how long, I think it's 48 hours or something. For the next 48 hours, basically every person you talk to, let them break eye contact first. And that seems like it's easy until you try it. And that was pretty hard to do, and I actually completed that task, and it was hard for me to do it. But as the book progresses, the comfort zone challenges get more and more difficult, to the point where some of the ones that are at the end of the book I haven't done because they were just too hard to do. I don't want to say too hard to do. That's limited thinking. At the time, my mind wasn't prepared to take those types of challenges. Not saying I won't in the future. I just, some of the challenges are pretty difficult in this book. So, that being said, The 4-Hour Workweek is an excellent book. Now, the last book, this is actually a book that I had to read for my current employer that made everyone go through emotional intelligence training. Emotional intelligence 2.0. There's actually a test in the back that you can take to measure emotional intelligence. I recommend everyone read this book, and actually this is going to be a segue into my next video, so please stay tuned, which it's basically going to be covering the importance of emotional intelligence. Once again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate that. If you like this video, please go ahead down there and give it a thumbs up, and leave your questions, comments, or concerns in the comments section. And as always, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.